still. את עדיין טיפה שרופה, כן? אבל...
זה מה יש.
כן. בסדר, גם השמש תרד.
נכון.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome again to the Ellipsis project. My name is Ronnie, and I have a very special guest here. This is Batsheva. Can I say your full name?
Yes.
Batsheva Levi. And you can say later how people can find you online. But yeah. And well, I mean, why are you here? Why are you here? Because I met you, and because I think you're cool, and
Thank you,
because we didn't plan any of it, any of this. And she has this awesome instrument that I wanted to showcase. Which can you tell us a little bit about?
It's called Shruti Box.
Yeah. And remember, try to speak to
okay.
this. Yeah.
I hope that you hear me well.
Yep.
It's called a Shruti Box.
Yep.
It's an instrument that I get from my mom.
Oh, really? I didn't know that
yes,
part. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, she bought it in India 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I took it from the last half year.
Uh-huh.
It's very nice to play with it because it's make your voice. It's easier to make voice with.
Right.
With Shruti Box.
It's like easier to sing.
To relax, to release the voice.
To release the voice, yeah. And this is something, by the way, I think I told you when I met you. It's very similar to how, there's another instrument, like another Indian instrument that is called tanbura, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's similar in the way that it's very much focused on providing like a one tone, and just, or maybe two tones, but just keep at that one tone for the entire however long you're gonna play. It's called, in music, it's called a drone, like a drone. So it goes like, and then on top of that, and I started reading this book about musical harmony, where he's talking about how from that you can teach your voice how to do the entire scale on top of that, and then you will have a realization of harmony that is much deeper than what they usually teach.
And actually what I discovered that from how you say that, like from the drone I can explore my voice and found my
actually let's do some of that right now. So just to tell you, like, we did not plan anything for today. Really, this is like, you're literally seeing us, like, even before we started this, we were rearranging things here, and you're probably noticing that the arrangement here is it's different from the way that I usually do it, which is from a different angle. But yeah, we just organized everything. We didn't plan anything.
It's another time, so we need to change the camera and things like this.
Right. Yeah. It's also because the timing is not. There's a lot more light outside than there is when I usually do. So yeah, that's one of the reasons, and that's why you might see her a little bit burnt. Like in the
but it's gonna change with time.
Not burnt, glowing. You're glowing. You're glowing.
Okay.
You're glowing with light. So that's a way to look at it. But yeah, do you want to do some? Okay, so let's play one note. I see you have two notes here.
You want to choose a note or
whichever one is fine. Yeah,
okay.
G is fine. And let's just listen to how this instrument sounds. Check, I want to make sure that... Okay. Can you play it a little louder, or just push more air into it? And then... about it when you're doing it. You probably don't, but that's the best way to give an example of this, because we all have an innate capability to understand harmony and tone. I mean, a lot of people like to say, "Oh no, I'm tone deaf. I can't understand music," but it's bullshit. Like
That's
everyone.
what I thought before.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that I can understand music.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. There's very, very few people in the world, and you have to have like something very dramatically different with your brain to not understand music. And most people, once you teach them how to find this, it's called the root tone. It's also called the key center. In our case, it's G. And then we can explore with our voice. Okay. And this is the third. It's the major third. And for most people, it's very easy to find the major third because it's one of the most natural sounds that we can understand in our ear. But an even more natural sound, the most basic interval, is this one. And this is the fifth. And then once you find the fifth, and you find the third, so. Right? There you go. And this is a major chord. And the major chord is the easiest thing for our human ear to understand for a bunch of reasons that I'm not going to get into now because it's way too technical, and I get to it in like I did it in previous streams, and I always feel like I might be losing people because it might be boring for some people. Just the technical stuff, yeah. Even though it's very interesting for me, and I try to present it in a way that I hope is interesting for other people. But this is the best way actually to understand it. Once we have a drone. And once we have that, we can figure out the rest of the scale as well. And this is the major scale. Happens to be G major, but it can be any major. Right? They all sound the same, basically. And then you can play on that scale. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to say is that, yeah, so in Western music, they would usually say it as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the Indians have their own version. Do you know that one? Do you know the so can you remind me? Yeah, it's something I don't.
Actually, in the last week, I learned
Yeah.
it.
And so he actually talks about it in the harmony book. But let me sorry, you see you see how much we're not organized for this session?
It's nice, intuitive, and like,
Yeah,
how to,
just flowing with this.
yeah.
Indian scale note. Notes. re gamma pa da ni. Yeah. Sa re gamma pa da ni. So it's like this, right? Sa re gamma pa da ni sa. Sa re gamma pa da ni sa ni de. Something. It's harder when it's down, right? Sa ra gamma sa. No, never mind. We're not gonna. We're not gonna.
We're not
Okay,
gonna
wait.
learn it.
Let's try.
Okay.
Sa ga re sa. I'm starting just from 3 and then I'm gonna add more. Sa ga re sa. Sa ga ma re sa. Sa re ga ma re sa. Sa re ga ma pa re sa.
Maybe we're gonna stay with
Yeah, I
four.
think we're gonna stay with it.
We're gonna discover how
Yeah.
many harmonic we can make with it.
body, now is the time to forget about all that and just focus on what's happening right now. And then in our mind's eye, we're going to imagine that our consciousness, our thought, is a big bowl of light. And it's a light that is it's airy, it's like a gas, it's like air, but it also has a liquid quality to it. So we can move it around and we can pour it into different containers. And whatever container we pour it into, the light of our consciousness will assume the shape of the container that we put it into. And then we're going to focus on our body, and the very first container that we're going to pour our consciousness into is the big toe of our right foot. And just imagine that we're pouring this big bowl of liquid light into the big toe of our right foot. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour it to the next toe, one of the four little toes in our right foot, into the second toe, then into the third toe, then into the fourth toe, and then into the fifth. And finally, we're going to expand our consciousness so we can see our whole five toes. And next, with our attention, we're going to pour it into the sole of our foot and move up to the heel. And once again, expand our consciousness so we can see our liquid light illuminating our entire right foot. And we're going to go a little bit faster from here, so if you've done this meditation with me before, you know exactly where we're going to go. And even if you don't, that's pretty self-explanatory, I think. We're going to keep pouring our consciousness into different parts. So from our right foot, we go up to our right ankle and our right calf and our right knee and our right upper leg, and finally we expand our consciousness to our entire leg, our entire right foot. And next we're going to get to the pelvis, and we're just going to briefly say hello and move along, and we'll be back to the pelvis very, very soon. And wherever we pour our consciousness into, whatever container we pour into, whatever body part we pour it into, we just want to notice what's happening right now in this body part. We don't want to judge it in any way. We don't want to say it's good or bad, or it's tensed, or it's relaxed, or whatever. We don't want to say anything about it. We just want to notice what's happening, how it feels to us, with no judgment. And we're going to move down again to the big toe of our left foot, and go to the second toe, bunch of very important organs here. Our diaphragm, our liver, our heart. You may not know where the rest of those are, but I'm pretty sure you know where your heart is. And your sternum, which is where your ribs meet in the center of your chest. Also called the solar plexus. And going up to our upper chest, we're going to slide over to our right shoulder and start to go down to our right upper arm and our right elbow and our right lower arm and our right wrist and our right palm, and go through all the fingers. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger,
practice a lot of scan body meditation.
Yeah, body
Body
scan.
scan.
Yeah.
And with the music and how you like every finger it was like mapne.
Hypnotizing, hypnotizing or hypnotic. Yeah. Um, yeah. Thank you. And this was definitely a great addition.
And
It's-
actually from the body I feel the connection with the music.
Uh huh.
When I
How
sing,
so?
I can feel it in my body when it's correct and when it's not correct. So
Uh huh.
correct, it's not the word that I want to choose, but it's
Right. So what do you mean?
I feel if it's feel comfortable to my body
Uh-huh.
when I sing in some way, and when it feel a bit chavda, a bit like
Rusty.
rusty,
A bit rusty. Yeah.
and that's the way that I connect to music.
Uh huh. So so what do you
make
mean?
Music.
What do you mean you feel like it's rusty? Like it's painful? Like you don't? It's not comfortable to let out the sound?
Yes, it's not comfortable to let it out. It's feel like.
But why? Is it because it's too high or?
It can be too high, or it
Are
can.
you okay with the AC? Should I?
No.
Okay.
It can be too high, or it can be a bit like a tarnegol, a bit like a chicken.
A rooster
Does it
or a
feel?
chicken? Yeah.
I feel
Like you're squawking, like a, yeah. When your throat feels like it goes
I
up.
feel like
Yeah.
disconnect from the body. That's
Uh-huh.
the feeling the
Yeah.
body.
It's one way to put it. We all have like a register where our voices feel the most comfortable. And for men and women, it's obviously there's an octave difference.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I feel it's the same way. Like when I sing in my comfortable area, it's like it's like I'm not even trying to make it happen. It happens by itself, kind of thing. Like I'm not trying. Like I've sang songs before, like in school and stuff, where they pushed my register up. They tried to bring me to like higher and higher, and you can do that. You can practice your voice to go higher and higher. There are techniques to do that, but it's very difficult at the beginning because your voice is going like, I'm not supposed to go up there. Like I always have. I can get that G pretty well, even very well, but then when I go up, it's already starting to be like. I can get it. Actually, I can get it now much better than I remember. Interesting. Maybe I did something sometime in the last few years.
And what I discovered that when
Yeah.
I do like body scan,
Body scan. Yeah.
It's make my range bigger. Like
Okay.
it's
Interesting.
It's a bit kind of
When you do it
warm-
before
yes.
before you sing.
It's a bit kind of warm up the voice also.
Okay. Cool. So I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
So we met at Kundalini yoga class, and then and yoga. Funny, actually today I met this guy who his parents practice a lot of Iyengar yoga, which is very different
Yes.
from Kundalini. And I was trying to explain it to him what is Kundalini, and I told him that it's a lot about the mantras that we say. But it's also about it's much more meditation than Iyengar, which is much more physical.
Yes.
So my question is, what is meditation? What does it mean?
It can be like so many kind of things. But
Right.
My practice of meditation for many years was like stop the thinking mind and just focus in Kundalini. For example, you can do some movement and connect a mantra to this movement.
Mhm.
And then you're not thinking about something else like Sat Nam, like
Mm-hmm.
when you see all the thoughts that coming, you say okay, but you continue. Sorry, Ramkol, but you continue to the Sat Nam, to the
Mhm.
mantra.
Right.
And, but in the, I feel that I get in lost because at the last time I see that I can't stop. I can't like go to mantra. It's like it's make me feel that I don't bring space to the thoughts. Like um, in this day, I see meditation in another way.
Okay.
And
So.
it's make it more comfortable, complicated to practice it, and also it's I need more time to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to sit and what I feel inside, what I thought, everything is like that's what it need to be. Like I not bring something else. I not force it to be something else or trying to think about something specific.
Okay.
For example, the breath or mantra.
Mm-hmm.
I just let it to be in the way you want to be, and all the time like מאשרת את זה, like
you confirm it,
I confirm it, like say myself that's what it need to be now.
Oh, okay. You're reassuring yourself.
Yes.
You're reassuring yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Inside your mind. So that's your okay.
Like when you go to sleep and you want to fall asleep, but you just thinking and thinking and thinking, and then you have the moment that, oh my God, I want to sleep. Just stop thinking.
Yeah, like, just please, can you there's this
wait for tomorrow, like
right. No, I mean there's always these like there's these memes where you see like somebody lying down and they're saying, okay, I'm going to sleep now, and then you see their brain, like, because it's like a cartoon or something, so their brain is going like, oh, tomorrow you need to buy milk, and today somebody said something to you, and you should have said something back, you didn't say something, like all this bullshit that we tell ourselves constantly, and it's almost like our brain is like like, oh, finally I got you alone, I can start harassing you with thoughts.
It's the time.
It's the time, exactly, and you just want to be like, no, can you please not harass me with thought? I want to go to sleep. So yeah.
And it's something that I play with it, but I feel like in the last week I go to sleep and like every night a lot of thoughts that like not stopping to come, and when I think about mantra, it's like it's not working. It's like it's become a fight against the thoughts. It helps sometimes, but until it's not helping, I get the point that it's not help anymore. Like, and then shit, what are you gonna do now? It's like
actually, it's an interesting question, because mantra, if you don't know what it is, it's just something you say in a repetitive way, like you say it again and again and again and again, like she mentioned before, Sat Nam, which is also something that I've started using in these broadcasts.
It also can be inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.
Yeah, I usually like to say that when you inhale, think about Sat, and when you exhale, think about Nam. I mean, very similar to what we do in the class. And Sat is truth, and Nam is like essence, or your name, or your being, your essence.
But the idea that it's not matter what the meaning of the mantra, just
so
to
what is the idea of mantra, really?
So have like,
because it's supposed to focus you, right? But you're saying it's not helping you, or
it's supposed to focus you, and like in some way or some time in the life, it's also focus, like, and help you.
Yeah.
I have a very nice story that I like about mantra and about what is meditation actually. I try to speak in English this story. It's gonna be interesting.
Very interesting.
For me.
Very interesting.
That have some in some village a person that we can call him Manu.
Okay.
That
village where in Israel?
It's Agada.
Oh, it's like it's like a fable. Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna dig into it. Yeah.
It's
okay.
Agada that.
It's like a fable. Yeah.
Fable of how בריאת העולם בהודו, סיפור של
okay. It's like the creation. It's in India. It's like it's part of the creation story of like the creation of the world.
So
what is it part of the Hindu religion?
yes, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And its stories that all the children in the village like sit and all the chacham, all
the wise people. Yeah.
come and tell it every evening. Like, so it's like well, when I need to say in English, it was really great. But
you can tell me some things in Hebrew and I'll translate. I'm pretty good at that. And this is a multicultural project. So I love talking with people from other. I mean, I'm Israeli myself, obviously, but I like talking with.
To go through the embarrassed. To
go through the embarrassment.
In English,
yeah.
so
a lot of Israelis are really embarrassed of speaking English because, I think because one, we are taught English in schools, but then most of us don't necessarily practice it unless we need to, unless we live abroad or something like that. And I think we have this conception, I told you this before, we have this conception that our accent is stupid. Like, the accent that you're hearing me speaking in is not an Israeli accent because I've been to, actor training in New York and I've worked on my accent. But the real Israeli accent, it's like this. This is how it sounds when you talk in the Israeli accent. And we laugh at ourselves so much for this accent.
And it's more than the accents. It's like I start to study English in very old,
like a late age.
Like a late age.
Yeah.
So
when?
I think when I was 10 or 12 years old, something like this.
Sure.
And I didn't
it's like a couple of years
movie
late
in English, so it's like
Right.
It was in my house. So So in this day, I trying to.
You told me that you read. You told me that you read in English, which is very impressive. Most Israelis don't do that at all.
And I going back to.
Most Israelis don't read in Hebrew either.
Yeah. I don't read in Hebrew, but in English.
All right, let's go back to the story. Right, so
the story in the that have man that his name was Manu.
Okay.
And Manu have big house and garden, and he have a lot of tree in the garden, and he want to build a pool, and he want to make some makpetza for the children to go up.
Like some kind of a jumping board into the swimming pool.
And he have a lot of planning and a lot of ideas that he want to להגשים, to make happen.
Yeah.
And he can't rest. He just doing and doing. And he go to the wise man in his village and tell him, come on, I want to rest a bit, and I have children, I have wife, I have a lot of things to do, but I don't have time to rest. I need you have some way to help me. The old wise people tell him, I can bring you someone to help you, משרת.
Like a servant.
Like a servant.
Yeah.
So Manu was like excited, like, yes, I want someone to help me.
Right.
But the wise old people told him, but just notice that if you take this servant, I can't take it back. It's like he gonna stay with you until your rest of the life. You know the story now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
The Manu thought, okay, it's not some problem for me.
Right.
Bring me this משרת.
Yeah, why not? The servant.
The servant.
Yeah.
Manu go with the servant to his house, and Manu sits and just tell the servant what he wants to do.
Right.
Make me a dinner. You can build the pool, you can clean the pool, you can
Mm-hmm.
like organize all the tree and put water over all the tree. And until 2 weeks, Manu or arrangement, all the things that he already thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then Manu want to sit on the hammock, but the משרת,
The servant.
the
The
servant,
servant. Yeah.
the servant start to bother him. The servant start to said, what we gonna do now? What you want to arrange more?
Mm-hmm.
The servant want
Trying to look for things to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the servant also said, no, the pool, you can do it better. You can do more from this.
Oh,
you can
okay.
you can add fish to the pool. You
So
can
now
add
he has suggestions.
Yes.
Okay.
how to make everything better.
Smart ass servant.
And after
I would be a servant like this. I would be like, hey, you can do this better, the job that you're giving me to do and not paying me money for. Yeah.
And Manu understands that he can't sit for a moment because
Because now he has the responsibility to keep giving tasks to the servant that he...
and the servants have all the time idea how to improve all the things that already
Okay.
exist.
Uh-huh.
And he can't even eat quietly. He can't be with his wife quietly because
Because the servant is
the
always
servants-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manu was like exhausted, and we go to the old wise
The wise man, yeah.
man, and tell him, what are you gonna do? Is this in the before I get this? It's some word that like
What? Servant.
משרת,
Servant. Yeah.
Before I get this servant, I can eat and I can be with my wife. I can I know that I have things to do, but it's not was voice that all the time bother me.
I noticed that he's complaining a lot, this Manu. He
Yeah,
likes to
he likes to
complain a lot.
complain.
Yeah. Which is like most of us, actually. This is a very realistic story. Yeah.
So the wise old person tell him, okay, you can tell to this helper.
Mm-hmm.
I can call him
Sure.
helper.
Sure.
You can tell this helper to build a big amud,
Mm-hmm.
a big
Like a big, pole for... A pole for... Amud bishul ma?
amud. Then he go, and every time that he bother you, you can tell him, just go up and down, up and down, up and down,
Okay.
like the breast.
So
like
go up and down the pole. For some reason. Okay. That's...
I'm gonna make it. I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah,
make it in English. Then every time that the helper come and suggest you a few things and bother you, you just send him to the
To go
pool.
up and down the pole?
Yeah, go up and down the pole.
Okay.
Like be in the things that he need. I tell it in Hebrew.
Okay.
In
Go
one
ahead.
sentence.
Yeah,
I
go ahead, go
translate
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
כל פעם שהמשרת יציג לך ויציע לך כל מיני דברים, תשלח אותו לעמוד, שיעלה וירד, יעלה וירד.
Mm-hmm.
וכשתצטרך את העזרה שלו, תקרא לו ותגיד לו, בוא, עכשיו זה הזמן שלך לעזור לי.
Yeah. So whenever you don't have any use for your servant, just send him to go up and down the pole. For some reason, I don't know. It sounds like a little bit rough to me. I don't. It's but whenever you need a servant, you can call him back from the pole to do whatever you need to do. Yeah.
And it's like when בבריאת העולם,
Mm-hmm. The creation of the world.
סיפור עץ הדעת, זה מתחבר בעצם המשרת זה עץ הדעת, זה המקום, it's a place that we get the helper to make everything better, like, and
so the servant is like the tree of knowledge from the biblical story of the Garden of Eden, apparently, which is why? Because you get from him whatever you need.
you get whatever you need, but you also get more voice that want to you to make many things. You have opinion about everything that
Right.
you see.
So the servant is like the voice in your head.
Exactly.
That is because we all apparently, at least if you believe in the Jewish tradition, right? We all ate from the fruit of the tree of knowledge, and this is why we're miserable.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
And the Indian story just tells that okay, you have this. We have this Etz Hadat, we have this...
Right, we have the servant in our head. Which is interesting because it's not like the Jewish story where they only eat from it once and that's it. You have this servant all the time in your head.
But in the Jewish,
and he's
it's
going
also,
up and down.
In the Jewish, it's also like stay with you. It's not
right.
once.
Yeah, right. The
you
knowledge stays with you. Yeah, You're changed forever.
Just to take the helper.
Right. That's the
idea.
Yeah. Okay.
And actually, like, מהמקום הזה, continue to Hebrew for
don't worry about it.
two sentences.
Don't worry about it. I'll translate. Yeah.
מהמקום שיש את המשרת שהוא שם גם לעזור לנו, כן? הוא עוזר לנו לתפקד, לארגן את היום שלנו בצורה יותר טובה, יש לו תפקיד חשוב בסוף, כן? וזה המקום ששם לב מתי המשרת הזה לא משרת אותנו, ואז אנחנו שולחים אותו בעצם לעמוד, תרד, תתמקד במשהו מסוים.
So that's the end of the story, right? Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it all together because I know it has been, so it's like, so going back to the original question, which is what is meditation, we have this servant in our head that sometimes he's useful for us. Like sometimes he's doing things that are legitimately important, but sometimes he doesn't have anything to do, so he does useless things, or he brings up suggestions that are not needed and we didn't ask for, or he tries to do something but it doesn't come out right because it isn't needed. And that's when we need to send this servant to go up and down the pole, just like our breath. And this is the state of meditation, right? When we send the servant...
It's one way.
It's one way to get to the state of meditation.
I think it's a beginner. Like if we we want something
specific,
simple to understand, or simple to take, it's like focus on one thing and stay with it for a while.
Yeah.
And then we can like just be and watch whatever we feel and we thought.
Cool. All right.
What is meditation for you?
This has already been very long. I'm not gonna... Well, okay. It's actually everything that you said, so I don't really need repeating it. For me, meditation is just a state of mind where you can not really silence your inner voice, but just let it be. Let it do what it's doing and focus on doing whatever it is you are doing. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Just in a story way, which is nice. I never heard that story, actually. It's interesting.
It's like bring your mind fully to the thing that you're doing here.
Right.
משרת, the helper, like,
right.
Quiet.
Right.
Enjoy with you.
Exactly. Enjoy going up and down the pole.
Yeah.
All right, let's play something.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna do. Gonna play around with the. Like the. So okay. Let's. Do you want to pick something? Just pick something. I'll work with that. Okay. sorry. We need to.
I can continue.
No, no. מאחורה. פה. תביא לי את השיר רגע. מצאת? Alright. I'm sorry guys, we almost just lost you. This one. You can do these three. shit, I didn't want to stop the beat. My bad. Hold on. Let's go back to that. We'll just do a few more minutes of that just because it was interesting. Alright. Hope you're enjoying this at least as much as we are, because we are just I think it almost feels like we have to keep in mind that it's there in order not to get absorbed into the so just I guess some housekeeping, right? If you're watching this channel and you're not yet a follower of this channel, please become a follower of this channel wherever you happen to find it in. So I am on Facebook, over there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Kick.com. You can check me out on all of these avenues, venues, wherever you get your content. And please follow me. Please follow this channel. I host a lot of cool people like Batsheva here, and I'm gonna do some more exciting things pretty soon. As you know, if you've watched my stream on Saturday, I am flying to Europe very soon. Where I plan to travel around. I still have no idea exactly how my itinerary is going to look like. There are some places that I want to visit for several reasons, and there are going to be a lot of different goals to this journey as well. But one of the goals is just to meet cool people, for example, and make cool music with them. I'm gonna try to meet at least one awesome musician that I can host for every European city that I go to, and I will keep streaming all the while I'm doing this journey. I'll keep streaming, so you'll be able to come with me on my journey and experience what I'm experiencing and all that good stuff. So yeah, please tune in, and please follow, and please stay tuned in. Yeah, and and our regular stream times, which is not today. Today is like a special stream, but usually Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that is New York time. Make your adjustments based on wherever you are in the world. Saturday 12 p.m. Eastern time, and Sunday 11 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, please tune in every week to see some more things like that. All right.
They have place to ask if they want something special that's gonna be in the show. In
No, I mean, I don't know if there's anything that we can't, like, if we haven't rehearsed it. But, no, but I did want to ask you another question, all right? And this is, you'll be very, very surprised to know about meditation. Shocked, right? So, we talked about meditation, we talked about what meditation is. Now, for me, I have tried a lot of different kinds of meditation, and I hear that it's giving me feedback a little bit, so I'm gonna, yeah. So I tried a lot of forms of meditation in my life. Lately, I've tried the Kundalini Yoga. Yeah, let me, because, oh, you got it. There you go. Usually, it likes you.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't. So I tried a lot of different kinds of meditation, and you know, some of them, like all of them, are great. They all kind of get to the same place, right? At the end, you don't have to pick one specific way. And actually, that's something that Leah, our teacher, said when we were at our class on Saturday, which is never listen to anyone who tells you this is the way. Like, that's bullshit. There is no one way, there is no one method to get into whatever state of mind you want to get, whether it is meditation or inner peace or whatever. There isn't one way to do anything in life in general. Okay, but for me, I've always felt that music is my meditation. And I wanted to ask you, A, if you feel the same. I have a feeling the answer is going to be yes. But also, why do you think that it's like what do you find in music that brings you into a meditative place? Because you're not a musician by, education, but
Yes.
you do play music and very well.
I feel that music is meditation for me
Uh-huh.
because it's it's the way that when I try to speak in English, it's come to
It's okay.
when I try to when I singing, when I
Mm-hmm.
bring my voice out,
Mm-hmm.
it's take me to state of being mindful of the things that I do. It's very easy for me to be like here and now.
Mm-hmm.
It's place that I can feel one with the sound and with the outside and with the inside. Like
Mm-hmm.
something from me go outside. It's like you understand what I mean? You can
I think so.
explain it like in
I think so, but no, I think you're explaining it very well. It's just, so is it only when you're singing, or is it also...
I can feel it also when I listen to music.
Okay.
I have many kind of music that I can listen and feel it touching my body, like feel
Mhm.
it inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
and
it has a
when-
very direct connection
yes,
to, yeah.
and have some of the music that I what is it? It's like losing my English as well. It's like nervousing for the situation that I
Don't
need to
worry
speak,
about
but,
it. Don't worry about it.
Um,
Just be in it. Be in the
Yes.
nervousness and be in
yes,
the
yes,
embarrassment.
it's okay.
That's how we do it. By the way, it is a small side note, right? I always thought that even though a lot of Israelis maybe don't speak very good English, maybe, but we always find it much easier to get around in places where they do speak English, because we are very, like, Israelis have this thing of just trying to communicate even if they don't know the language. Like, I've met a lot of Israelis that you can count the number of words they know in English on one hand, and they still, like, they just know the very basic words, but they can still communicate because they come to someone and they go like, you, come here now. Like, it's very clear. Like, if an Israeli was trying to warn you that a fire is happening, for example, you wouldn't miss it. Doesn't matter what is the language of the country that you happen to be in. You wouldn't miss it because they would be so communicative about it. They would try so hard, and they will get over the embarrassment. Some of them don't even, well, we know some of them just don't have the ability to be embarrassed. Yeah. And sometimes that's not good. Not in all situations it's good to be like that. But in a lot of communication situations, it's very good to just go through it and be like, okay, I'm embarrassing right now. I'm talking rubbish probably. I'm fucking up the entire English grammar. So what? That's, So, so don't feel about that.
So I sometimes can feel that the music, it's like play on my body. Like, and sometimes it's play on my body in like in ways that it's make me angry, like not feel like and then it's also interested to see how I react to the music and and how I can like choosing to stay in the not comfortable zone, and like it sometimes can be like very soft and comfortable, and sometimes and it can be like not easy way to sit and like listen to it. And it's something that you just meet and you see the way that you
so like for you, music is a thing that, like, of course you meet it meets you in some place, and then through focusing on that place where you meet it, you can get to a meditative place. Is that what you're saying? That through like noticing where it hits you and how it hits you.
זה יותר לוקח אותי למודעות, מה שאתה אומר.
Yeah. It takes you to being conscious of that
being
thing.
Conscious, yes.
Which is, like I say at the beginning, there's no judgment. There's no like, there shouldn't be any judgment. It's not like the idea of it makes me angry right now and that's wrong, that's bad, I shouldn't be angry. Yes. No, that's not the idea at all. The idea is, I'm angry right now, and that's it. That's just period. That's just what's happening. I'm conscious of that, and I don't need to do anything about it. And I'm gonna maybe you also let the music take you.
Yes.
To this place without being afraid of it or without being judgmental.
When I like say, okay, I can feel the angry now and like be with it, or feel the embarrassed now and like be with it and continue. It's a place that I choose like to stay and see how the not comfortable place become okay. It's flow. If it's flow even if it's not was comfortable. Like.
Right. It's very interesting what you're saying, because it sounds like you are meeting the music that is coming to you from the outside, in a way, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas for me, I feel that the music is coming from inside.
When I listen to music...
When you listen to music, it's coming from the outside, right?
When I play it by myself, by my voice, it's for me.
It's like, coming from you.
Even if I play on a piano, it's feel me that it's come from outside. For me.
Oh, okay, interesting. It's and you didn't mention the shruti box at all.
With the shruti box, it's also sound that I feel that come from outside.
From outside.
And like megareoti, like
interesting. It stimulates you.
Stimulate me to find my voice to take it outside, like.
Interesting. Okay, because I feel it's all coming from me.
But,
it's all coming from
inside.
inside.
You feel so familiar with
exactly.
this.
For me, like, this thing is an extension
of you,
of my hand, of me. Exactly. Yeah, it's very interesting. And then and then I feel like it can take me places, and also in a way it's like just the just the just the feeling of expressing myself, right? Because we all have an inner world inside us, and it's very difficult for most of us to bring it into expression, like to express our inner world. And I'm like everyone else in that aspect. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to express my inner world. But then when I play music, it just comes out. Like, and I know that it's gonna come out because I know that whatever is happening. And sometimes I just, when I wake up and in the morning and I sit down to play the piano and it's coming out all wrong and it doesn't sound good at all and it doesn't work good and my fingers feel like they're made of, I don't know, of rubber and they can't move around or something, and I feel so limited. But then in my mind I try to go like, okay, this is just what the situation is right now. This is how your body, this is how music is coming out of you today, or not even today, at this very moment. Cool.
It's a place like to be with the things that happen and not judge it and add another suffering about the same situation.
Right.
Like to stay with the thing.
This is already getting to Buddhism, right? With the suffering and everything. Yeah. Cool. I have a little surprise for you, actually. Get your Shruti box. Yeah, I can't see the mark. Okay, try this one. And maybe this one as well. Do you like my surprise?
I like your surprise.
You like my surprise?
You
I just figured it out this morning. I woke up and I was like, okay.
And you express yourself very good, like also when you speak, like in the word, you express yourself, not only like in the code
Yeah.
and in the music.
Yeah. I'm a man of words.
Yeah,
Yep.
word,
Always.
music, and like
Always have
bring
been.
yourself out.
It's this thing inside here that just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It's like your servant, right? I need to give it something to do. So it's words, it's music, it's this and that. I need to give the servant something to do, because otherwise he won't leave me alone.
So you bring him way to express.
Yeah, exactly. Or I can send him to go up and down the pole, I guess. I can also do that. All right. We're 1 hour and a half. We did one hour and a half. So I think this is the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you
with
so
us.
much. Thank you, Batsheva, for being here. Oh, and you can tell. So Batsheva is also a yoga teacher, right?
Yes.
And can you tell maybe like your online accounts, like how can people find you if they want to follow you? And,
My name is Bat, the number 7 yoga on
Okay.
Instagram.
okay.
I
So it's BAT, the number 7, and then yoga, YOGA. Okay.
Yes.
On Instagram. Cool.
It's mostly in Hebrew, but maybe in some day it's gonna be also in English.
Yeah. And people today can use translation. It's fine.
Yes, so you must welcome.
Yeah. And you can just look at the picture as well, because on Instagram it's mostly pictures, isn't it?
Picture and video,
Yeah.
thing like this.
It's in today's world, words are not enough. You need to have a visual. You need to have
Yes.
something. You need to capture all of the senses.
I upload most of the video that
Yeah.
I guide breaths and things like this.
Yeah.
But because it's in Hebrew, I not know if like
Yeah. Well.
you can enjoy from the Hebrew. It's very nice to
Hebrew is
sound
it-
another language.
Right, and it's interesting. I almost feel like it feels it feels a little more exotic when it's a different language that you don't
yes.
understand. Like, you know, as we said earlier, the mantras can be anything, right? They can be blah 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 blah. That can be a mantra, but it sounds more legit when it's like in a foreign language, like in Sanskrit or something like that. It is Sat Nam, and it means truth, and it means which really doesn't matter, but it gives it. It's very nice to hear it in a different language. All right, so you can find her there, and of course you can find me right here wherever you just found me, or in all the channels that I mentioned before. It's called Ellipsis, Ellipsis. On Instagram, it's Ellipsis Bus, BUS at the end. Same thing on Facebook, and of course, you can also find me on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, all of those places. And thank you so much for being with us today, or if you're watching this on the rerun, thank you for doing that as well. And thank you for your continued support. Please keep on supporting and join me for this crazy journey that I'm going to have very, very soon. And more, exciting and cool stuff that I'm going to bring you. And thank you again, Batsheva.
Thank you again.
And with that, this
It's
is...
first time that I like on live streams. Excited
Yeah.
also.
There you go. It's her first time
Yeah.
on the live stream, on this new reality. I mean, it hasn't been too long since my first time as well. It's just a couple of months ago, so don't
Nice.
worry about that. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And with that,